Well, hello and welcome once again. Still talking about the observations made from Traprain law. It seems that another flat earther has had a go at debunking my videos on my observation. Now, if you remember my initial challenge to flat earthers, it wasn't for them to somehow prove that there's something wrong with my observation. Either that my observer height was incorrect or that I'd misidentified something or so on. Of course, should I have got something wrong, I'm always open to have that being pointed out to me. But my challenge was to explain the observation on a flat Earth. And to date, nobody has even come close to doing that. And I've debunked 2 attempted debunks of my video already. But we've had a third one, a gentleman by the name of John M. Gannon, who commented on my very first video, I believe, and he refused to accept that I was at the height that I claimed I was at. And as a result of those claims, we had some exchanges on the comment section, and he made all sorts of comments about how he was going to debunk me and prove that I was incorrect or possibly even being deliberately deceptive. And John has published a video, and his video, which we'll have a very brief look at in a moment, focuses on this tower here on a hill called Byers Hill, which is just north of Haddington in East Lothian. Now, I actually know this hill quite well. As I said before, I used to live in Haddington, and I've actually climbed to the top of this monument. I used to collect wild blackberries on top of the hill here in the autumn for making apple and blackberry pies. What I didn't realise when I went to Traprain Law was the exact height of this monument. I scanned the area of East Lothian. Initially, my thought had been that I would go to Berwick Law, but it's only 180 something metres above sea level, not 210. And I considered Byers Hill as well, which is also 181 metres tall, I think. And I rather stupidly didn't bother to check the height of the monument. I thought the chances of the monument, because there's only one viewing point on the monument, and that's at the top. So there's a staircase a spiral staircase that goes up the monument, and you can climb it, and there's a viewing platform at the top. The only place to view it from is the top, so I wouldn't be able to adjust my observation height, and I didn't consider the possibility that the combined height of the hill and the tower would also be 210 metres. When I returned from Traprain Law, the second time I'd been to Traprain Law, I did wonder about taking some other shots from the monument at Byers Hill and whether there would be anything useful that could be gained. And I researched the height of the monument and found it to be 29 metres, making a combined height above sea level of 210 metres, exactly the same as the bridge tower. And I was kicking myself that I hadn't actually realised this or found this out before I went. Well, anyway, John discovered this same thing. He'd noticed the monument in my videos. It appears very briefly because I really didn't pay a huge amount of attention to it. However, this is a still from one of the videos that I shot when I was on Traprain Law, which shows the monument quite clearly on top of Byers Hill. Some of you will already have seen my little teaser video, which I will be adding to later. And if you squint very, very carefully, you might be able to make out the outline of Ben Lomond in the background. And Ben Narnain, I think it is, just here. But perhaps you'll now realize why I didn't notice them initially, because it's kind of hazy, and I had to enhance adjust the levels to enhance the image a little to be able to actually make them out. Anyway, returning to John's debunk. John's debunk is that because this monument height is 210 meters above sea level, and the bridge tower is also 210 meters above sea level, he claims that they should be the same height in my picture. In any pictures or videos that I shoot, the monument and the bridge tower should appear at the same elevation in the picture. I'll quickly pop to John's video. It's not allowing me to get out of this for some reason. I know what I need to do. Right, if I do that, now it will. Good. So if we quickly pop to John's video, here is the best still he was able to get or one of the best stills he was able to get for the monument. And I don't think, if I remember correctly from watching the video, I don't think he managed to get the monument and the bridge tower in shot at the same time. But he has correctly used the radio masts that are also visible in this image. I don't think they're on Byers Hill. I think they're on another part of the landscape there. But he's correctly used them to sort of line everything up, and he's shown quite clearly that the top of the monument is indeed higher in the image than the top of the bridge tower, which is indicated here by the yellow line. So if we pop back to my PowerPoint and move on from here, here is an image that from one of my videos, which has both the bridge and the monument here right next to the trig point on top of Traprain Law. So I was zooming in past the trig point. So my camera height here is not 210 meters, it's 221 meters. But I hope you'll forgive me that and allow me to use this diagram or this photograph to make the point. So John has correctly identified that the top of the monument is, he says it's the same height, I think, as this radio tower. I don't think it is quite, but it's very close. And the top of the bridge tower, the central bridge tower, is considerably lower than the top of the monument in the image. And John has claimed, therefore, my camera height is not what I claimed it to be, and so my whole video is debunked. Well, let's have a little think about what might be the reason for this. The whole premise of my observation, the whole premise of the observation and these videos that I have produced is that on a flat Earth, if the camera is at 210 meters and you line up one object which is 210 meters with that camera height, then all other objects that are 210 meters will also line up with that camera height. So everything at 210 meters, the monument top, the bridge tower top, should be in perfect line with each other on a flat Earth. On a globe Earth, it's a completely different story. On a globe Earth, this monument is only 8 kilometers from the camera. The bridge tower is 46.5 kilometers from the camera. And so the bridge tower has a significant drop in its elevation due to in the picture due to the curvature of the Earth. Its elevation above sea level, of course, is still 210 meters, but its elevation in our picture has dropped due to the curvature of the Earth. And this is the whole basis of the observation. The hills in the background here are 90 plus kilometers away and have dropped even further due to the curvature of the Earth and managed to appear below the line, 210 meter line, which we've drawn here. We could equally have used a 210 meter line that we've got here. And now look, the hills are even lower in relation to that 210 meter line. So the monument, far from proving that there's something wrong with my observation, actually further confirms that the Earth is not flat, and further confirms that it is likely to be spherical or nearly spherical. If you want to look at this, and I want to do this mainly for Nathan Oakley, who really gets wound up by side-on views. If you look at everything, oh, that's the wrong slide, here we go. If you look at everything on a side-on view, I think I might have cut the top of flat Earth from here. But the top half of this is a flat Earth representation, and the bottom half is a globe Earth representation. And from Traprain law, looking across the top of the Byers Hill and the monument to the bridge tower, we have a perfectly straight line that hits the top of each of those objects. I'm saying Traprain law here is 210 meters. Camera location 210 meters. However, on a globe Earth, and I've drawn in a little red line here so that you can see that this surface is indeed curved. The horizontal axis is not perfectly to scale here at all. This is a diagrammatic representation. I could do one perfectly to scale if I wanted to waste a bit more time. But we see here that a line drawn directly across to the bridge tower from the camera height goes partway below the top of the monument. Exactly as we observe in our photograph here. So thank you, John, for your attempted debunk, but it hasn't debunked my observation in any way at all. It has in fact confirmed yet again that the Earth is not flat, but is almost certainly spherical. Thank you as well, because while I was searching through my videos to find some images to do this short debunk, I noticed that there was a little shading, a little shadow here on this image, and I then found another image that was more clear, and I set about identifying the hills in the background. I was pretty sure that Ben Lomond was in that sort of area, and I knew Ben Lomond was over 3,000 feet, or well over 950 meters tall. And so I set about doing that, and I will now be setting about making a more detailed video using the monument to show that we don't just have over 1,000 feet of curvature visible in my observations, but actually well over 2,000 feet of curvature. So thank you for watching, and thank you, John M. Gannon, for encouraging me to study my videos a little bit more carefully. Goodbye.